to the quick hitter version of Buckets, Boards, and Blocks. This week, Yahoo Sports NBA writer Vinnie Goodwill joins us and he drops tremendous gems. In this quick hitter conversation, we talk about the correlation between the Bucks that forced the NBA to take a pause last year in the bubble behind the shooting of Jacob Blake and the team that won the 2021 championship. We think back to last year in the bubble. Malika was on the ground. Zora Stevenson went viral. She wasn't on the ground. But Milwaukee was the team that forced the shutdown or the pause, shall we call it, behind the shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And then here we are. I'm not going to fall into the narrative trap, but I do wonder, we've both been around teams and been on teams. There is an intangible quality about a team that is poised to do something special. I don't know if it's fair to say that it was birthed in that moment. I don't know if it's what you hear from Connaughton and Middleton and those guys talking about how Giannis shows up with zero ego. But it obviously, whatever it is, it was stirred just so. I don't know if anybody brought that question up yesterday. I don't know if you heard it.
We didn't bring it up directly, but that's a great point that you brought up. And I thought about it like around game 4 when I brought it up in my head around game 4, and I was like, this team has been through a lot more than we think. You know what I mean? And even though they changed a lot of the players and some of the personnel, you know, Bledsoe, Holiday, that type of thing, when you come to a team that's been through something and you sort of almost immediately pick up that equity, that sweat equity, you immediately take on the failure of that or that whatever that responsibility is. And I think that team got a lot closer. Because if you remember, when that happened in the bubble, a lot of other teams were pissed off that they did this move on their own. It wasn't like, oh, we're standing together. It was almost like, y'all said y'all weren't gonna play, so I guess we ain't gonna play. You know what I mean? We
don't have a choice.
It was a forced shutdown. But in a way, the Bucks had to stand on their own. Like they weren't asking nobody else to do nothing. They weren't asking their coaches for permission. They were just doing what they felt was right. And I think a lot of times that brings you closer. That helps you through basketball adversity because you've had life adversity, so you know what this dude is made of, type of thing. You know what I mean? And Giannis ain't American. You know what I mean? Like he ain't grow up like we grew up with the type of stuff that we had to see and to feel it in that way. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of sweat equity there. I think, and I would be the first one to tell you when Giannis signed that extension, I was like, I don't know why he's doing that. He's gonna play on the team with they ain't gonna win shit. You know what I mean? In my head, I'm like, they not winning nothing. And they turned, and before the playoffs, I'm like, they gonna win this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if they did it.
If you'd like to hear the entire conversation with Vinnie, and trust me, you do, tons of laughs, check out the full version of Buckets, Boards, and Blocks wherever you get your podcasts, and you can watch us and catch my infamous faces on YouTube.